How's everybody? Welcome to today's Valorant Beltway battles of fall 2023. My name is Simply Q1. I am joined by Lumi. Let me
Hello,
hear you.
hello.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We have an exciting game today. We got Howard University versus Long Island today. But
Uh,
the
this one
reason,
should be the decider, yeah?
as the desire, like you said, the decider today, like it's either go big, go home. Winner moves on to the single elimination bracket next week, where the loser, oh, they're going home. Like, well, they're already home. They probably just won't be here for the rest of the tournament, unfortunately. You know.
A little bit more
So,
depressing of a home trip.
oh yeah, no, like definitely gonna go to bed unhappy. But like we wishing both teams equally good luck. It's gonna be an exciting
Abs-
match. So yeah, and then
Absolutely. I mean, from what I've heard, Howard seems to be the fan favorite, but I'm always rooting for an underdog story.
that is true. That is true. And right into it, we have the map selection already. Howard deciding to ban Ascend. Long Island banning Split, giving us a nice Haven first map. Okay, I like this.
I mean,
With
Haven's a
how
pretty safe one. I mean, the comp's been refined pretty much indefinitely. It's in the same boat as at least Ascent for me.
hmm.
If
Eh,
you're going into Haven, you see this first map pick, and you're Howard. How are we feeling?
if we Howard, I feel like like who did you say was the fan favorite? Who did you say was the fan favorite
Howard
going?
Howard
Howard.
looks like fan favorite based off of seed, at least from the info that I
Hmm.
have. But Long Island going into this, I mean, you see that Haven pick. It's a tried and true. I feel like we got to be confident.
Oh, I feel like Howard is definitely gonna pull out something out of the pocket here. Like looking just at the hovering, we have a Viper Omen coming in, the
You know,
more
it's roughly
experimental.
similar. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
roughly similar to something I've seen in like the GC scene a little bit. I know Harbor Vipers kind of at least was dominant for a little bit on
Yeah.
Haven, and I've personally tried it myself. It's a pretty strong comp, but the meta's meta for a reason, and sometimes you really shouldn't stray away from it. We'll see how it goes.
That is exciting because the thing is, what you said right now, meta is meta, and it looks like it's going to be
Select your
meta into
agent.
the experimental comp, in my opinion. But I'm always excited, like I'm always open to new ideas, to new play styles. Like maybe they do something that we can learn from. Like something that
Exactly.
it blows us all away.
The only real way to beat meta is either to play meta better or find something that breaks the meta. And I honestly, I'm a big fan of seeing off meta comps, so I'm really excited to see how this goes.
Oh no, it's crazy. And then the thing is, okay, okay, Howard, I see you. I see those matches,
Got to be
title
some kind of
cards.
Power Rangers buff. They
Oh,
go into
that is
this,
a
they got the buff already.
that's the big buff coming in here. But no, for excited for myself, first time casting one of these games, for especially for these teams, I'm excited to learn more about these players and how they play, like see who stands out, who does more support plays, and things like that. Learning the players.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I get you. One thing I've noticed already off rip is Howard's coming in with the full matching usernames. That's got to be striking a bit of fear, at least in my opinion. Always good to see that formality.
But yeah, no, I mean structure is in play. Like probably playing together for more than 30 days because that's
Probably.
the restriction
Yeah.
on changing the names and stuff. But no, we see the KJ, of course, putting up nice flank traps. What do you think,
It's
though?
it's looking like a really strong mid fight here, at least off rip. They're not really setting up anything for Seaside, but at least on the side of
Cool.
Long Island, it looks like they're reading this pretty well, at least off rip with the setup.
Cool. And seems like they're gonna might try to get this Howard going for the B push. And Sky,
Interesting wall. I don't
Jet,
believe I've seen this one before. Big opening potential. Yeah.
Enemy kill.
balling, getting on two, and then
Taken
of
out.
course Fruity ready to trade the solo.
Really big
Taking
refrags out of
down.
both teams, and it's almost as if the picks didn't matter in the first place. The trades are over, and we're basically back on A.
I feel like Long Island had a good read to what happened, but unfortunately Howard had more people to set off each other and then just take that ice side quite easily.
Especially
Very
with
well
that
played.
Viper wall. I mean, they were able to funnel pretty much on a B
Found them.
site free, and it looks like at least in the pre-round that was their goal in the first place, was to go from B to A.
Oh, I like this Viper, like just denying all this info, making it hard for these two to retake on A side right now.
And they still have the turret up, so they know they can't be flanked. And just the double up here in short makes it extremely hard, especially with the
Yeah, no.
One enemy
Howard
remaining.
University has this post so set up so well. They have so much delay. Well played by the Viper. He knows he has to save him for
I mean, a really strong first round, and I'm liking the way they're playing Viper. I mean, they're isolating the angles, allowing themselves to funnel on, and even if they didn't originally go on to B, from where the wall was originally thrown, you can just chill and hold off any Raj push.
That is true. That is true. I do want to ask you a question. Are you currently having some suicide or
No, I'm not currently having some. I have a stream up in the back.
not? All right. Okay. I can't hear the timer or anything
No,
like that,
you're
but it
fine.
seems
You're
like
fine.
Howard's just gonna take this straight to C. We have the KJ. Long Island is reading. The KJ is reading the right plays at the moment.
I mean, but there is only so much you can do, especially with a full 5 funnel and no gun to play off of. They are just running down. And I mean, what really can you do there? Yeah, and you know, this guy does have the right idea, try to fight with their team, but there's not really a lot you can do. And with the man disadvantage as well as the eco disadvantage, this is kind of just a funnel out, play for exits type of game. There's not really much they can do here.
You know, Long Island is just gonna have to try to see what they can get out of this. You know, like some eco picks would be great for economy wise, but as of right now, I do like them stacking up, trying to take it out together. But the information,
One enemy remaining.
knowing that they're all in garage.
Really clean round. I mean, one pick, that's not as much as we're hoping for, especially with, we can assume at least 1 or 2 players on the side of Long Island definitely got at least the sheriff. If they didn't, that's kind of shocking, but there's eco damage on their side as well.
Yes,
I feel like this has the potential to be a really strong bonus, especially with the way they've been playing this comp. They're isolating their fights well. They're not peeking anything without an intention, right? They have the util to follow it up. Everything has been well thought out, at least the first 2 rounds. I'm really looking forward to see how the buy rounds go into play.
Well, of course, right now Long Island
Reveal the
has
area.
a full buy coming into this defense round, so hopefully they can pull something out here. But like, just look at this Viper. You know, like the Viper wall was B last round. Now it's C again. I mean A. Sorry. It's just like consistently swapping up, giving Long Island no idea of what this Viper might be doing. You know, like what's the play for them.
And especially with Viper being such a readable agent at a face level, if you're throwing your wall the same way, especially in the pre-round, you're giving up, you know, this information before the game even starts, right? But they're doing a really good job of being as unreadable as possible. The only issue is that right now they really have to find an
Get
opening
out of
pick,
my
especially
way.
when down the gun advantage.
Yeah.
But with the Omen and Jet lurking up A long, they can find a very big opening pick. Big refrag. And the fight's going down still. Silva is on site.
And Ballin.
Ballin is ballin. Absolutely. Ballin is ballin today. And it is still looking really strong for the retake for Long Island. I do think they can win this if they play this game.
Blinded.
It's definitely now equal playing ground. Both sides having the equal amount of firepower. So it's gonna be a 3v3 retake.
I'm down, funneling out. KG finds 1. No smoke heaven still.
One enemy remaining.
Big picks of the ball
Last
inside
player
here.
standing.
Oh,
And they clean it up just barely. And this is not looking good for Long Island. I mean, I know they were getting on their buy round, and you got to keep in mind this is still a bonus for
Howard, no, that's definitely a very big eco round. Well, bonus round, mostly, for Howard coming into this round. Long Island's gonna have a rough buy coming in. Like,
Absolutely, but this is where we want to see like some of these plays. The thing with this comp is since it's so tried and true, it's so reinforced. It is so easy to make these very simple plays. Obviously, I know some teams like to opt for that breach, but with the Sky Dog, the Sky Flashes, you're able to get that global pressure. I really want to see them bring some more aggression, especially with how their Jets been playing. Their Jets kind of had a natural aggression lead.
did I just see a judge being picked up by someone?
In our last game that I was here for, there was a mental athlete with the judge was coming forward, and they missed me as picking it right back up.
Oh wow. Okay, Howard is just full on giving so much pressure to the seaside. The judge.
Word is wasting no time. Absolutely none. You would think their Omen is their entry with how fast they go.
Oh, Kai.
It's a 3v2 retake. Sky still long. Our Omen does still have a judge. They need to play this really carefully.
in Long Island's defense right now, right? They have to retake this up, but they know they might be into a judge. Good job deciding to dog out try to get that info, but the Omen of the judge is running it
One
down.
enemy remaining.
And they missed me cleaning up with a nice 4K. Could lead to an ace here. Does have to deal with Cinch.
Kenny?
This guy seems a bit lost.
Oh,
Still able to find the kill. That was...
wow.
if you're Long Island and you're getting ran down by this judge, a judge on Omen, nonetheless, I feel like there's not a lot you can really account for. I would be terrified.
That was definitely, how can I say, the experimental cop. You know, like, I'm pretty sure Long Island did not expect an Omen judge coming into that round. Like, that was very well played by the Omen.
I mean,
they missed
especially... Yeah,
So-
especially since in their defense, maybe, you know, they might not have played against this team comp a whole lot. It looks like the Viper might have put up 5 shields here. I'm not 100% sure, but at least on a first glance it did.
Very hard mid rush by Long Island, getting denied by Howard.
Really big mid fight here, and there is, with the man advantage especially, they are able to just rotate off and find pretty much a free site control. But they do have to be careful of this mid lurk by Omen, which Omen's been very dangerous, at least against Omen.
Oh, the Jet.
And finding the kill, really nice shots.
The Jet's
AJ
very
doubling
aware.
back. Yeah, the
What a-
Jets' awareness has
Spike
been really
planted.
strong so far, as well as just their ability to find kills. AJ doubling back just in case of that late flank. And, you know, for the side of Long Island, it is a really hard retake.
They have
Especially with the amount of util.
Scanning
The
ahead.
arrow is about to come in, maybe with an Omen
Blocking
fire,
sight.
but arrow easily gets denied.
Big
One enemy remaining.
Kenny finds 2. Could be big here.
Kenny
Kenny finds all
three.
3.
Oh,
Kenny's
Kenny.
dominating today.
Okay, Kenny, we
We
see
need
you.
to find out what they fed this boy this morning.
That is actually good.
Kenny gets like a golden star from me to be in the watch out, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, we put some G fuel in his Rice Krispie treats.
Oh,
Crazy.
alright. Another full buy round from both sides coming in. Long Island is gonna...
You look at the way the picks are spread out across both teams on the scoreboard, right? And you can just tell one just looks a lot more balanced. Or, Howard just coming across, they have very evenly spread, minus their Viper, but, you know, very evenly spread picks. And then you look on the side of Long Island, and it's, you know,
Placing alarm bot.
really strong players, and we're still looking for those picks out of the rest of them. But we're only 5 rounds in.
Oh,
Here.
this KJ is about to get
Lot of
another
potential.
hard...
I've got your
A
trail.
lot of pushing coming out of here. Ultimate used by Sky. Dog.
Making a better decision this time to hop off site. Obviously, you know, they don't have their team with them. It's probably a better idea. Still, especially on C, fighting C site on defense, unless you're opping and you're at least double stacked on site, you might as well just hop off.
Howard is deciding to play everybody else except Omen. Of course, Omen does not have to judge, so let's see. Get spammed
My
down.
ultimate is
Gosh,
ready.
that big
Kai.
lurk from KJ. And I mean, if you're Long Island at this point, you kind of just start grasping at straws. You need to find these opening picks. And with seeing nobody on site, I mean, like, if you're Long Island here and you're seeing nobody on site in the garage, what are you thinking?
Right now, you know everybody's long, but that KJ ult coming
Blocking
through, playing the site. It's about to be a square battle.
Last player
We're
standing.
slowly-
There's only so much they can do, and it's just
That is so much potential. Like,
Howard, the thing about Howard, right? If you look at this lineup comp of them right now, if you can't deny them getting to that site, you're gonna have a hard time retaking that site because you have to worry about Viper mollies coming out. You have KJ mollies on top of that. They have 2 flashes coming out too. Like,
well, it's also just
Howard-
on the side of Howard, their stall as well as their just site take potential is so huge. They're missing the Sova, which is probably the advantage that Long Island isn't really taking advantage of. At least on the side of defense, Howard's gonna have a lot less info. But we're really not taking advantage of the fact that our Sova is able to find the info of where this team is a lot more aggressive than their Sky will be able to.
Blinded.
And I mean, it shows. We're not finding out until they're pretty much on-site hits.
and then Howard looking makes an A presence here into the Jet. It's over. Omen with a judge once again.
If it isn't broke, don't fix it.
That is true. That is true. But of course, you've seen the Jet to play today already, hitting those crucial shots. Very aware of what's going on. So,
And I mean, a lot of the cases, especially on this eco disadvantage, the rule of thumb, at least for me, is if you're gonna play stupid, you have to do it as a team.
Oh.
And Ratty
Spike
is
down mid.
as well.
that is
And the
true.
only issue I'm seeing right now is We're taking a bunch of one-on-one fights. Big eco disadvantage. And we missed our... It looks like we missed our solo goal.
That is very unfortunate, but
Very unfortunate opening to the retake here.
Let's
Omen
see
with a
how-
possible big lurk. I'm pretty sure Silva hears him.
Silva hears him, calls it out.
Has to be careful.
Okay, since Omen is just buying time on the retake.
Oh my god, and that got a little bit too close.
Close.
But we're still in the game. Big funnel back out on a B site, but we know that Howard's been playing really off-site fights. There's a lot of solo until, so it's going to be extremely hard to find. Big pick
Throw
up
up
the
on the
bit.
ATKJ. But Balling is about to
Balling
go
once
forward.
again.
Balling wants to dash in.
Getting a little bit silly. We do still have the judge on the board, and this is getting really scary.
Oh,
And
Balling.
unfortunately, couldn't close out the retake. I was really scared there for a minute. Our Sky whipped out the judge. I thought they were going to be able to shut him down, but does not look
Definitely.
like it.
Balling should not be balling that much and get away with it, to be honest. But very well played by Howard University. Long Island is looking strong. It's just little mistakes that are being currently made that they need to communicate and figure out, like, hey, where we can do something better or play off each other's utes a little bit more, in my opinion.
Snuff
A lot of
them
1v1s
out.
happening.
I mean, if you're on the side of Long Island, you know, especially if we have a coach as Long Island, right? We really need to avoid timeouts and just try to find that info. Big opening pick. Not too sure what Howard's Omen was doing for a second. Got a little bit distracted.
Maybe try to time the dart and unfortunately just got caught in the open. It was a risky play. You gotta respect the grind, you know.
You gotta respect,
Yeah,
especially
you gotta
when,
respect it.
especially when you're on that judge Omen. You know, you need to find
Yeah.
these, you know, not particularly normal ways of
Sky.
playing the game. And I mean, they are down their smokes players, so they do need to make do with jet smokes, which could be their downfall here. Big pick out of two picks out of Indigo.
Indigo? Okay, does he know about the Kasia that, I mean, Sky that got passed?
And he
through?
might
No,
have
they
just
don't.
lurked on a site. Might have friend.
Trigger, this is so crucial.
Decides to ignore it. Could find multiple here purely off of it.
Oh, dang,
Big pick. Find two.
It's two
Find
gets free, Kenny!
Kenny's locked in with the trigger discipline. Might have single-handedly won his team this round. We need to see. It's going to be extremely difficult, but we do have still a bunch of stall util.
Blinded.
Has the info that there's at least one C-Link. Knows there's none garage.
An arrow up in 9 seconds, has a drone, decides to pull it out.
Double up garage here could be huge. They did see the timing on the Viper. Could assume that both are there. Kenny, once again with the trigger discipline, might find another one.
Last
Kenny,
player
Kenny finds
Kenny with
oh,
an
and an ace
ace.
from Kenny. Oh my
Wow.
god. What a dominant performance.
Kenny is getting another golden star for me, bro. Like, this is the second one I have next
Kenny
evening
really
already.
showing. Yeah, Kenny is definitely not making an LFT post later tonight. I'm telling you what.
Oh, he's standing still clipping that. I don't know, is the reason really
Absolutely.
gonna
Clipping it,
Twitter
looking for the
post.
reactions.
Hashtag
Kenny.
Valorant Beltway battles coming in.
Absolutely dominant out of Kenny. Love the trigger discipline.
Kenny is just AFK and spawn. He's like, all right, guys, I had so much fun. This is up to you guys now.
And I mean, at that point, if you're Long Island, right, and you're losing these rounds to just timings, unfortunately, a lot of them are really big timings. I'm wondering if you're Long Island's coach, what are we thinking? What do we need to say to our team to get them back on the track?
Here.
From my point of view, I would definitely say is like, hey guys, we need to communicate. I feel like a lack of communication.
I've
could be
got your
going through
trail.
the
Spike
comms
drop.
right now.
Lock in sight.
But what would you say, coach? Like from the coach perspective, what would the coach say?
Well, me personally, I think we've done a very, at least on the side of Long Island, we've done a really poor job of finding out where they're playing until it's too late almost. We're having our initiator util pretty much up
Omen.
until retake / site hits. We have no immediately. Ooh, what's sketchy here. But I mean, on the side of Long Island,
One
if I'm
enemy
coach, I'm
remaining.
just gonna say we gotta be more aggressive with our info gathering. We're not finding info until too late. And it shows yet another round from Howard. They're absolutely rolling at this point. And I mean, we either gotta call a timeout or find a way to stop this snowball because we're gonna lose the half at this rate.
I would definitely like if I was in there, I would be like, all right, let's call a timeout, discuss what
Alarm bot
Howard
out.
is doing. It seems like from all things we can see whatever is happening. It looks like they have two set plays happening, and those two set plays are working because Long Island is just not using that info that they have. They have a Sky and Sova. They could get those aggressive information like you mentioned.
And I mean, it's only going to go downhill for Howard on the side of defense, at least, just because their info is going to get worse, right? They're going to need to find that info on defense. Probably the first really strong piece of 3-round info that we've gotten from our Sova here. We know there's at least 2 grass, leaning for a B hit. But there's 2 still stuck up in B window. They could be playing a bit of a late. Right? I'm not too sure what's going on with our Omen and our KJ here. Looks like we're just setting up to stall. Our Jet has the info that they're not C.
Well, it looks like Howard was waiting for the smoke to go off. Is it going to be a...
We have the call that they're B. We need to see how they respond here. I mean,
Sky coming in, rotations all coming in. They know it's about to be a hit. Thing on the Viper also coming out. Really,
unfortunately, not able to find a Viper. Could have solidified the round here. Indigo might be able to find something.
Spike planted.
Get 2 here.
Indigo only finds 1, and it's not looking strong.
Stealing sight.
Big potential to funnel back, but blocking into Ballin. Ballin is balling once again. Big trade out of Jet here. The Judge with the Omen, you just can't stop it.
Last player standing.
Jet wins 3.
Judge on top,
and barely doesn't close it out.
So well put.
If you're Long Island at this point, you really need to just be finding this info more aggressively. We had 2 on A, not really trying to look for anything, not, team spotting, finding info. It just looks, it doesn't look that good for the way of Long Island right now, and they really need to snap it back in.
Definitely not. And that run was very well played by Long Island. They managed to get those trades coming out, and of course the big play by the Jet. But unfortunately, taking so much damage trying to make that play that she ended up on 1 HP to a Judge, and just not enough, But as you said, maybe they listened. They're making the C aggressive play.
And probably one of the best like early round aggressions we've seen from the side of Long Island, at least as of recent. Right, we have this info that we know we're not winning mid. We have the info from Sky, and I mean we're finding out just a little bit too late, but it is better than the past few rounds that they're hitting A. A late flank, a late flank from Jet Sova.
The Jet is aware. Balling is a little bit aware.
Ballin's about to ball out. We're about to see Ballin like Michael Jordan.
Is he gonna jump peek? Is it Yuto gonna be used? No. Very unfortunate.
Sova still has the big pick potential, but I mean, it really is in the hands of Howard. They have no reason to.
And then
see, big pick out of Ballin, and this guy is Shaq and Kobe domination in 2000. There is not a lot that Long Island's able to do. It's 1-10 half. At this point, we need to just call the timeout so we can like fix our sanity at this point, because we're kind of just doing the same thing and hoping it works out.
A timeout is needed to be called. I feel like for the players themselves to get some confidence back. At the moment, I know for a fact you're just looking at the scoreboard and that's demotivating. Like as a team of 5 friends playing together, like it's demotivating you. Like you want to be winning. And if you're not winning, you're like start being like, oh, okay, I don't care. I'm just gonna do this.
I feel like that's definitely an issue that Long Island's gonna be facing. Is, these rounds they're getting.
Good try.
Right, and when their strats aren't working.
An operator.
Big opening pick. Balling once again with a C-Link to hit. Big potential to get some kills out of Sova and Omen here. Kai left alone on C does have the potential to pick up this operator. They don't know that he's here. Kai's going to find the pick on. I immediately traded out.
And then
Omen going nuclear, finally locking in, deciding if my team won't bring me to victory, then I'll do it myself.
But they're up against a strong force of the Ballin and the Viper.
A very nice
One
contact
enemy
play.
remaining. Last player standing.
Ballin.
Shuts it down.
And that's the thing, like very well played by Howard. That's how you see, like, we talked about it earlier in today. Like, it's the name, like they have HU next to each other. It's just that structure play of like, all right, I'm gonna take this fight. If I don't get it, you can trade me or be in tradable positions most of the time. And that was played to perfection by Howard.
It honestly, yeah, it shows in the macro and the micro just by the way that these guys are playing out these rounds. Towards the end, at the beginning, you can tell that there's repetition in the way that they've done these things.
Yeah.
Nothing is just on the fly, no thought. There is intention in everything that they've been doing, at least this half. And a very awkward Viper wall coming out of the side of Howard. Something I haven't quite seen before myself, but with how they've been playing, I'm sure they have a reason for it.
They're gonna fight long. Viper and Jet.
Very fast push-up C long from Sky and KJ here. Could be a very quick pinch.
This timing could be everything, and Kenny.
Long Island really has to just fight it. Big picks on Howard. Long Island, I mean, they're stuck. They have to make something happen. They're getting funneled into from both sides. And this could be the first round for Long Island.
Very well played. Very good reaction from Long Island deciding to go B. They are currently stuck
Spike
in
planted.
a B side with all 3 angles being closed on them.
Exactly. Long Island down the health advantage. Yeah, exactly. They have to play this perfectly, otherwise this round is lost.
And
Big
Sun
pick.
getting the first one. He knows one is down. Sky getting
Last
caught,
player
unfortunately.
standing.
Hive finds one. Indigo stuck with their dog out, and it's looking like Long Island's going to start off with a really strong pistol round. This could be the half to bring it back.
That's exactly what Long Island needed that round. That's a big pickup for them. Hey, well, we know this could be the big comeback, 2-11 happened multiple times before when they came back, but that was really well played by Long Island. Good reaction to the aggression of Howard University. You can't always
At this
win
point,
gunfights.
the thing is, right, is Howard has nothing to lose here, right? They may have lost pistol round, but they get... I wouldn't be surprised if Howard just runs it down, which it looks like they're doing automatically. They have nothing to be afraid of. And they missed me with a very strong opening shotgun pick. Could have gone nuclear finding the Vandal instantly. And Howard gets cleaned up.
Both low. Sky trying to
Last player
Sky
standing.
against Sky. Any
Spike
He
down
finds
mid.
another one.
Bucky.
And I mean, regardless of how you look at it, they have the ability to just run it down on him. And that is a decent eco. I mean, it could have been a lot better. We could have gone nuclear with that Vandal, finding it pretty much instantly. But finding 2, not bad.
That's econ damage, and I'm pretty sure at the moment right now, Long Island is potentially having some players on light armor that couldn't even buy full util by any chance, as you can see. Oh yeah, look at the buy right now. It's all over the place for Long Island.
Seeing Howard with the Bucky on their Omen, I mean, like, if it was anybody other than the domination I've been seeing with this judge, I would be afraid. But I have a strong feeling they'll be able to make something happen with it. Putting them on C, though, is a little bit questionable.
Long Island,
Very fast A.
aggressive A, getting the first pick, getting traded out.
Howard
by
finding
Viper.
immediate 2 picks. I mean, this push is shut down pretty much as quick as it started. They'd be a fool to just continue to fight into this, but will they? They know that they've rotated on.
Hawk out.
Nice, the Viper flash coming in.
Omen gonna find an early shotgun pick.
Enemy down.
Nice, really getting one.
And Howard getting traded out immediately. Long Island somehow coming up on top.
One enemy remaining.
Penny finds the
Spike
refrag.
planted.
2v1.
And all he has to do is buy time for his KG to get here.
The cage is under big lure. Does he expect it though? Oh, the flash.
Owen.
Blinded.
And a very strong pick out of Kai.
Very
I mean,
well
it's times
played
like these
by
where
Howard.
you really just need to
Jeez, nice.
reassess, right? We're 3-12 at this
Don't
point
even
inside of
start that
Howard.
shit here, mate.
And
Gun here.
there's not really any change happening at Long Island. We're not
Match
flipping a
point.
switch. We've kind of been doing the same thing all half, or well, all game, I guess, and expecting a different result. And if that's not insanity, then I don't know what is.
That is true. Long Island is unfortunately just being read like a book by Howard, or actually playing Howard's playbook. Like Howard might just be playing their playbook to perfection right now. Like they've taken full control of this entire game. It's like, hey, we want to do this. This is what's gonna happen, and it's been happening. They haven't had one
I've got your trail.
plan
Yeah,
not work out for them.
They really have not been switching up it as much. And I mean, now we have this strong C lane, at least from what it looks like. And it looks like Long Island's gonna turn this into a B hit,
Right here.
finding a very early pick. Probably the best pick we could have found in that situation. Balling will be balling out again. Let's see. Omen with a very aggressive pick. finds one, and the
Spike
trades
down,
are
B.
just immediate.
Well played, but
3v3,
One enemy
3v2,
remaining.
down to a 2v1.
One
Trades are
enemy
instant,
remaining.
but
instantaneous.
it is the sim. It is the 1v1 Viper.
Blocking sight. I got the spike.
One is
Howard.
Jet gets the bomb.
Howard looking a little bit nervous almost. But I mean, it's 3-12, nothing to be afraid of. They win this round, they win the game. They don't, they come right back at it. And I'm
Planted.
pretty
My
sure
ult's
Long
ready.
Island on gonna be broken
Get out of my
regardless.
way.
Oh, the ulti being popped as well. And Sam
What would you all
taking
do
it
without me?
back. Well played. Long Island's not ready to go yet.
Just
They're
let them
really not
slide
ready
and
to go yet.
catch me.
Big clutch, you know. Big
Big
clutch
clutch.
coming in.
Little Pepsi clutch out of Jungkook simp here. And I mean, realistically, 4-12,
I have extra money if anyone needs.
there's nothing to be afraid of on the side of Howard, especially we get a few econ rounds in. Gotta be a little bit charitable, you know, get a little charitable donation going on, make it a charity event, and then we're right back at it, finish off the round.
That has to be a good big confidence boost for Long Island. Or just at least a little bit, you know, like they're like, hey guys, we can do this. You know, like we're just as good as they are. But Ballin, is he going to? Are we gonna see
Balling could dunk out here. Looks like the Skydog's gonna clear him, and he is in a very dangerous spot.
They are
Let's see if they
clearing
clear
him,
him.
but
Very dangerous. The wall could actually save him here. And he finds one with the sheriff. Very strong looking pick.
they don't clear both sides.
Oh my
And-
god, and Balling
Gotta
doesn't
go.
count. Balling doesn't find either. And oh my god, what a heartbreaker.
They can cuss.
Gonna hate to watch that one back in the VOD as a coach later. I'm gonna be honest with you. There is no notes I
Spike
could give a
planted.
player on that one other than taking one. Very unfortunate.
That's exactly what Long Island needed. Let's be honest.
That
Long
is a
Island needed that.
heartbreaker.
This-
You really were banking on luck at that
enemy
point, hoping
remaining.
something happened, and they got exactly what they needed. Really unfortunate. That could have won them the game single-handedly.
That was the winning play move, but unfortunately, it is Valorant.
Blinded.
Anything can happen, and that just
I
happened.
mean, we've seen it before. We've seen it before. We'll see it again. I mean, on a bigger scale, we're looking at Fnatic Loud, right? I mean, anything can happen. 4-12, it's unheard of. But if anybody can do it, Long Island might as well be able to.
do it today, you know. Showers, they have it in them, you know. And it's starting. It went from a 3-12, 5-12. It's all or nothing, you know. Like they have to give everything they got, and they have been. Like that's a really big round for Long Island. Confidence boost, but like this is probably gonna be one of the biggest rounds yet to come for us, you know. Full buy, both squads, an operator was on the field, if I wasn't mistaken.
You know, it's one round, right? And if you're Howard, honestly, there shouldn't be much of a worry anyways. We put the op on the board. You know, Ballin's been having a really strong game so far.
Ballin on the op on B, player
Exactly.
number 6 is
The
gonna be
off-angle crutch
clutch.
cannon is coming out really strong, right? And I mean, especially in the hands of Ballin, this point-and-click adventure weapon is going to bring us home. At least in my eyes, I think the potential here is
Do
very strong.
you-
But if
Sorry, do you think they know Ballin has an operator right now?
I think it's safe to assume, especially with the econ. Unfortunately, he has given away that he has an op now, and by this point, it should be safe to assume that they're not going to push BP to that point.
Not at all. They're speeding it up for a C hit. They know there should be less players, and they've taken control of C.
AJ deciding to fight on site. Unfortunately, couldn't find the pick on. I'm just gonna call it Jet, just because you know, it's quite a mountain.
Spike
But
planted.
very strong on-site fights.
Element of attack,
jumping out.
Getting two!
Flying through somehow,
And the
and the
flank of
retake is still
Viper.
possible.
Do
Retake
they
is very
know?
strong.
Oh, he's being
Viper
loud and
making way
cubby.
too much noise. Omen's gonna be able to find this pick here.
Last player standing.
Viper
Oh no, he
cleans
doesn't
it up.
Viper.
And now all they have to do is buy time. He's clueless. And Kenny wraps it up. They do need to remember to grab this op on the board. Oh, never mind. It's GG's. I forgot. And Howard bringing it to a
Howard
close.
just-
Defenders win.
Never really losing their footing with any lead they had all half, all game. Just a
Definitely
very strong
not.
performance out of Howard.
Very dominant performance, to say the least. Very well played by Howard University. I'm gonna have to give a little call out to my boy Kenny. Like, I don't know Kenny, but
Kenny
the plays
was
he made
having a
today.
dominant performance out of Kenny.
Hey, Kenny and
Kenny was
Ball,
having a very dominant performance. And I mean, going into this next map, especially if you're Long Island, you really need to find a way to bring it back, especially with the momentum. We need to find a way to flip a switch and go into the next one with our heads strong.
that
Which,
is true. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, and if we going in, talk about the next match, and there's going to be a bit of a break. So happy days.
happy days indeed. And I believe next map should be a Lotus, which is a very interesting one. You know, I haven't seen that one played in a minute, as well as willingly played. It's one of my least favorite maps. Out of the side of Long Island, which maybe we might see a bit more of a strong performance with them, especially starting out on defense. It is a notoriously attacker-sided map, but Long Island did seem to do a bit better when they got their footing in. Maybe they can start a momentum off a little bit earlier. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll definitely be able to see that as soon as we come back after this break. Good, happy days.
To the call. Oh, claim your prize for a crown of stars. In the name of love, be the sacrifice. You and I will stand and fight, our backs to the wall.
And we're back with the Beltway battles coming back in with Long Island and Howard going into that Lotus game, which looks like Howard's going to be starting off on attack for. A little bit interested. How do we think this one's going to go? Simply?
Well, how's it? It's good to be back. Definitely very good showing from Howard on the first map on Haven. Moving into Lotus, like you said, I think we're about to see another good set of games coming out with Howard potentially running, how I would like to say, experimental comp into Long Island. Probably going to be running our meta comp. Meta is meta. But
Meta is meta, and they have proven that they are not afraid to use it. However, Howard coming out strong with the off meta comps. I'm interested to see if they go into it again. At least from the hovering, it's looking pretty safe on the side of Howard. Honestly, Long Island looking like they're running more of an experimental comp. I personally not a big fan of running Harbor Viper, but I have seen it run. It does work pretty well.
oh wow, this is out of my knowledge apparently. Like I really haven't been watching. Of course, I've been watching games and stuff, Fnatic and all those things, but Harbor Viper, that takes
Harbor,
a very coordinated team to make it work, which Long Island could be. Like I'm not doubting them one
you never
bit.
know. This was their
Right.
map pick. They could be a little bit more comfortable on this. I personally, I'm a bigger fan of having like a dedicated main controller as well as either Harbor or Viper being the secondary. But I mean, at least on the side of Howard, their comp looks a lot more like something I'd run than at least what we're
Choose your
seeing on the side of
agent.
Long Island. At least for right now.
That is true. I do see like the default race coming in with his Sky and KJ. Um, I do like the Omen Viper, which is more traditional, like you said. Um, excited to see how this Harbor comes into play. Definitely looking forward to like how they bring this agent into this map, set him up for success, or how the Harbor sets up his team for success. You know?
And I mean, Long Island coming back out with the matching
Oh my,
cards as well.
yes.
Hopefully, it brings them a little bit more luck this time than it did last time. But I mean, with Harbor, at least on defense, your ability to take map space is a lot stronger. Honestly, you're more of a threat, at least with these fast, early mid takes, early main takes, whatever it may be. I'm interested to see how they counter it on the side of Howard. Howard's been really dominant recently. But I'm very excited. Both teams are on the chopping block for this one. Winner takes it all. This is the decider match. So, there's a lot of pressure on the board, and both teams need to keep their mentals out of the gutter. The worst thing that can happen on either side right now is, somebody tilting, somebody deciding they just want to run it down, or some bad plays coming out. So we'll see how it goes. Looking like gonna start off pretty strong with a pistol round, and we'll see where it goes from there. Pretty big B lane off rip though on the side of Howard.
Alright. And for everybody joining us, we have Howard University versus Long Island. This is map 2, Lotus. Howard University up 1-0, taking us to a strong B hit into the KJ of Long University. And outside gets 1. Can he get 2? Gets unfortunately destroyed by the boombox. And
Ballin finding that immediate refrag. Ballin jacking Kobe domination.
I got eyes here.
Spike down. C.
Past few games,
There.
very strong immediate trades from Long Island, and they're looking like a different team.
One enemy remaining.
looks like a good start for Long Island, and Long Island will be taking round number 1 against Howard University. I have to agree. That looked like a brand
Clean
new.
slate.
Maybe
Let's leave
some
whatever happens in
what
the
did okay,
past.
you as a coach, what do you think happened in the locker room from between
I feel
last
like
map and this map?
the pressure really set in for them. They probably realized that this is the decider. There is no room to mess up, right? It's not about what you're feeling in the moment. Nobody cares if you're tilted. The only time people care is whether or not you win or lose. Nobody cares about the in-between. And
Placing
these
swamp
teams really need
grenade.
to step up and show that. And it looks like they're coming in with a different fire, a different passion, knowing that they have to leave everything out there because nobody's going to care otherwise. Very strong
well
ceiling
said.
start. They have the space already out of Long Island. They know they have to be leaning towards either B or C. We're going to find out a little bit late, at least from just the face checking with Harbor. We know there's a few there.
Harbor, I think Harbor saw somebody
Water rising.
pulling ready to put the wall up. Wall is up. Is Howard gonna execute into this? Or are they just waiting for a pick?
I mean, on the side of eco disadvantage, they really need to be pushing together. And it looks like they're just going to walk out. They go finding one here. They go big off of the eco frags.
2. Getting
Finds. Ooh, and Kai gets the refrag. But I mean, they're isolated on site. Their own needs to scramble over to help them. Not too sure. what
Spike
they're doing.
down.
At least
C.
at a Kai.
One enemy remaining.
Well
And
done.
the eco is dropping left, right, and center, and the eco's not going to be damaged at all on the side of Long Island. Omen kind of grasping at straws here. Really needs to make something work.
a lot of util being used just to find the Omen. Well played by the Viper of Long Island. Getting
I mean,
another
Omen
round.
still somehow finds one. Not a terrible eco round on the side of Howard. Howard now on their buy round, gonna flip a switch. We see the infamous judge on the side of the Omen. And I'm curious, I mean, Lotus is a bit bigger of a map, and it's harder to get into those little those crevices where the judge would really shine without getting shut down. Do we think that there's gonna be any value out of this judge?
Like you said, getting value off his judge is going to be extremely hard as he has to get to close range quarter to at least make a play with it. But with the team that Howard University has, they do have the ability to set him up. It's just going to take precise gameplay from his teammates and coordination, which it might come in with.
Walls up.
Well, he saw the Viper's leg. Full execution coming from Howard University.
And a very late dealer. KJ could find the timing and kill Viper here. It's very possible.
Gets one
Oh my
double
god,
beams.
finds
Oh.
huge damage. And I mean, even if they don't have the picks here, Howard has full site control. And going into this retake, regardless of if it's even, Zach
Really?
could find the opening pick to the side.
Oh, the line up.
And they
with
find the
Walker.
trade out, and Harvard is all of a sudden at the disadvantage.
Judge, getting
Just
the double.
kidding. They miss me, finds 2. And
Wait.
right back at it with the knife out again. You know, I'm starting to think we're the
This
coach on the
guy's
side
a
of Howard.
menace.
We need to take away these knife skins, but I don't think default is going to stop
No.
us. This would be insane. Oh my god. And we're going for it anyways. And they find 4 waffle blind.
Someone type GG in the chat. I'm sorry. Somebody should type GG in that
This
chat.
is
Oh,
Valorant. This is
my
Valorant.
God.
Tried and true. It's not possible. I can't be. I cannot be asked. If I were Long Island at this point, there's just no way. There's no VOD reviewing this, seeing the full blind Omen double kill. I'm not doing it.
Was he fully blinded by his own teammate
Well,
as well? I'm
full
pretty sure it
blind.
was by his own teammate, and he somehow
Here.
gets to. That's menace. This Omen is making meta. I'm telling you, people are gonna VOD review this, and then in my ranked games, you'll be finding these plays happening. Oh, very well played by them. Howard University coming back strong into this round, but of course now this round is the most important round. You know, both sides full buy.
I mean, we've
How you think?
left B pretty much up for grabs at this point. And I mean, if we're on the side of Long Island, we know that we've run the same defense setup. So we have to expect that at some point they're going to start playing a little bit different. But out of the side of Howard, they're just kind of running it in.
A lot of Utah being used to get in. Flash, nade.
I mean,
They
it
have
doesn't matter
sight.
if they get this site. Yeah, and they may not have any ults to play off of, but Howard's been really dominant with their refrags. Their trades have been pretty much perfect, at least for the past map.
Spike
I'm
planted.
very excited to see how they fight for this.
Long Island has to retake this side, knowing there's a judge in play, knowing that
Scout destroyed.
Viper Utah is there for post play with the KJ already. Same story as what we oh, no.
And Omen with the judge could go nuclear here again. Very big potential to get some. Followed by 2. And
But
Omen
it's
jumps in and
his
finds
own
3 like
thing.
there's no tomorrow. Randy Orton dunking off of the fucking top rope. It is ridiculous today.
Oh,
Excuse
it's
my
an
language.
arrow.
Really hoping I don't find a find in my DMs later tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll see how it goes. A little bit worth if I get my one F word use per match. We'll see.
And of
But,
course
I mean-
the team.
At this point, you got to be honest with yourself. You're getting dunked on by a judge several rounds in a row. What do we do at this point? What is the switch that we flip so we can avoid getting Dazzner for the rest of the game?
Long Island, same as what they should maybe do on Haven notes. Get a bit more aggressive, get it in their faces instead of waiting for them to get in yours. Because the thing is, once you've given that site, the retake is up against Judge, Molly's. It is very hard to
should
retake
run.
against the Utah of Howard University. But is that a ulti from KJ? They're holding it till the last minute. It is going to be a B take, of course.
Very
And
fast
how
be
he-
taken. Omen has been known to just flying in at this point. Wouldn't be surprised to see them just jump out again.
He locks it down. Gets
Very
one.
dangerous. Definitely gonna just jump out of the smoke here. Wouldn't be surprised. Opting to play a little bit more passive than normal. Probably got yelled at by their coach. You know, we got a little bit too much dunkage going on. But I mean, I'm here to see it. I want to see them run it down like LeBron if LeBron was playing against a bunch of middle schoolers. And I mean, there it is. Oh, but Kenny finds the kill instead.
One enemy
And that's
remaining.
up to
All in here somehow saves this team, and a very strong round out of Howard. They're looking like they flipped the switch and they're back to play. I mean,
Howard
both
was like-
teams very impressive the way that they managed to just stop the snowballing and come back.
No, that's true. Very well played by both teams. Long Island University is now coming in with sort of a half buy into this full buy of Howard University. Certainly, they figure out something like maybe Utah-wise of how they can take out this Omen. Get some info before they enter these sites if they're going to be playing retake. Because this Omen has been shown to be dangerous with this judge of his. Or her. I cannot assume. I personally don't know these players. But it's crazy how much value this Omen has been getting.
This Omen's been getting some pretty crazy numbers on the board, especially with a $1,800 gun. Regardless of whether or not they're on eco or they're on a buy round, I mean, the judge, it fits in regardless. I mean, their total loadout cost is
they're running a
roughly the
fake-
same as the rest of their teams.
If It's a trade at the back. Good trade by the
I
Jet.
finds the one on Sky, and I mean an immediate trade out by Ballin. You know, the refrags out of Howard have been something to rave about, at least for the past
Look
week.
at the map. Long Island wanted to rotate, but Omen, I'm pretty sure, got picked up by the boombot just a bit too late, giving Long Island that information that, like, hey, they still coming C, but Howard
I mean, and our
University
Vipers
has-
very late. We're not able to make any plays here until our, the rest of our team comes to site. Harbor could find big picks here. Very early spam finds one.
Oh, very well
Gets
played.
Viper
Has
low as
ulti
well.
Coming in.
Turn the die.
I
Have our
mean,
ult coming in.
if
takes
you're
the
Omen, you
fight.
need to double back and help your team at this point. I mean, you're down the man advantage as well. And here comes the beauty of Harbor. We have that code. We can just stick, and it doesn't matter. Omen
It is
on
a-
the site with the judge.
One enemy
Finds one,
remaining.
finds two.
And he TP's away.
Oh
And
my god. Howard with another close round. Something that honestly looked unlosable from the side of Long Island. And I mean, at this point, I'm speechless. I'm not too sure. 13-2 from the side of They Miss Me on Howard University. And I mean, that's got to
is
be a
crazy.
scholarship
Yeah,
raise at that
no.
point.
So for the people that did miss that was a 3v2 retake. You had a Cope on the bomb, right? That was a secure win almost for Long Island University, but the raise of Howard University and the Omen with the judge, rocket into the Cope, gets the pick. Well, does the damage, scares him off the bomb into the Omen judge.
Time out.
That's wild. Very well played by Howard University. That was textbook retake on the bomb that they planted, that's wild. Very well played. But Long
Very strong
Island,
opening. And I mean, the KJ on the side of Long Island, but not a whole lot. We need to find these aggressive picks. But I mean, it's shotgun v shotgun. And I mean, They Miss Me has been notorious with it. You can't match. Another pick. And I mean, if you're Long Island here at this point, you just need to put an op on the board and try to catch this kid. There's
Well
not a lot we can
played.
do.
oh, all
Very
right,
good
all right.
awareness. Some
Kinda
might
looks-
say even cheap.
I was about, bro. I'm
Somebody
happy
check
you
their
say
PC.
that. I was about to be like, that kind of looks a little
Let's issue the report.
One
See
enemy
what
remaining.
nice. Kai.
Big pick out of Kai. And I mean, it's 1v3.
A
Not a lot you can
1v3.
do here.
That's
But I mean, they
cool.
have the
That's
awareness.
It's
Big
one.
picks, 3K. 2 HP clutch has to be an ace for them to win it out. Is being pinched currently from both sides.
Them is being taken off, and
Ballin closes it out. I mean, Howard really found their foothold after they slipped for a little bit there, but they're back. Still looking like that dominant team we saw in Haven. But I mean, 15-3 out of the Omen is kind of ridiculous. My boy Kenny not really doing quite as much as he did last game, but he doesn't need to.
Henny is
I mean-
just taking a back seat to the judge show. That's all that's been happening.
Exactly.
Right now.
We're just along for the ride at this point. But one thing I'm noticing, at least out of the side of Howard, is they're way more team oriented. One player does not need to do all the work. Which, at
That
least
is
from the
true.
side of Long Island, they are relying a lot more on individualistic plays.
Is Viper? Yes, this is the kind of play Long Island needs to make. Do they clear this corner, Howard University?
Very
If they-
common corner.
Uh,
And they do.
Got your trail.
Big awareness. And I mean, I was expecting an orb to go up or something to, draw some kind of attention. There's only so much you can really expect with nothing being pulled aside.
that is true. And now it's again 4v5 retake. Long
And
Island
the
University.
Hoover vacuum thing out finds two.
Yeah, finds one. Like gets straight by the Viper on the lurk.
I mean,
And
you
now
can't
it's
go
a
wrong.
4v2.
Oh, a spray on the body, getting a little bit disrespectful here.
Last
4v2
player
ballin'.
standing.
Kai.
Nolan, I finds one on Indigo. I mean, there's not really a lot you can do here. If you're Grex, at this point, I feel like you just save.
You gotta
I
fall
mean-
back. You know these teams is gonna be pushing you and rushing you down. And they are.
Especially after that, I mean, there's only so much you can do, and Bowling closes it out again.
Oh,
At this point, there needs to be a timeout.
If you
At
say
some
one
point,
of
there
my
needs to be a
creatures, it's a
timeout.
good thing, all right?
We have these
Figure
timeouts.
out
They're
what
not
they
just
do eventually.
fancy little paperweights. We can use them. Nobody's
I'm
gonna
pretty
take
and I'm
advantage of
pretty
it.
sure the tournament allows timeout. Like I'm not.
Yeah, no, they allow it. I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of if they want to use them. And right now, that's my best bet. We
Try-
really need to flip a switch because we're not finding a counter within these 20 seconds of a buy phase. We're not using them.
Let's make some
And
But
then
chaos.
I'm
Long
really
Island-
excited to see them flip the switch and get back, in momentum.
Long Island's gonna fight into Howard. That is trying to make an some 8%. That nade definitely does a little bit of damage, hopefully. But the Omen, look where he is. 10
Omen finding
seconds
yet
in.
another pick.
Oh, point.
Oh my god, and it is basically just a vacuum cleaner. They're getting inhaled at this point. There's not a lot you can do.
Spike planted.
That is very unfortunate. I don't know how to look from the POV from the sky, but that's gonna have to be frustrating.
I mean, at this point, you kind of just have to expect that this Omen is going to keep doing these aggro plays. AG might be able to find some value here. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a miscom on the side of Harbor.
One enemy remaining.
Do they
Finds
know?
one. Do they know?
Oh, he's
I mean, he's got a
Bucky.
Bucky. There's not a lot you can really do.
No,
And it's
I'm
going to be
blocked.
over just as quick as it started. Oh, big dink out. Backing up to the teammates, and they're about to
here
Avengers
comes the
roll out on this
vacuum.
guy. Oh, Indigo actually shutting down the shotgun demon here.
Like, hey, oh, it
Finds
gets,
two.
gets
Finds
free.
three.
Oh,
And
my
unfortunately
God.
couldn't go any further, but I mean, out of an eco, that is probably the best you could have expected.
That's very
Very,
well.
very strong kills out of Indigo here.
Can I get this?
And I mean, that was looking like
Thanks.
pre-nerf Bucky at that point.
I would say it's good econ damage, but remember this Omen is doing so much damage with a $1,800 gun. He's
I mean,
saving
and-
so much econ. That's the
And
thing.
also, yeah, and I mean, also you got to think about it in the long run. Their teammates can just buy their Omen instead, and their Omen can buy them the rifle. And I mean, that's saving them, I don't know how much.
But
Long
it
Island
looks like-
really needs to find a way to shut this down. I mean, it is an attacker-sided map, but they're not giving them the opportunity.
They're being
to launch
aggressive.
or
They
anything.
want to get into the faces. They were like, all right, time to sacrifice them. Let's see the phase off. Omen gets taken down instantly.
I mean, that was the Avengers level threat. We are capable of winning this round here. Any instant trade out. And I mean, Zach's
Rudy
just
is running
back.
forward.
That's all he can do.
So getting.
And Balling dodges the dog.
And now
Let
it's
the
a
dogs out
4v3.
indeed. It is really unfortunate. And I mean, you know, Howard has a lot of
Spike down.
Okay,
B.
they holding
a lot
the
of
site.
issues with the knife pull out. It's scaring me. Balling finds one. And I mean, B site's pretty much free.
Look
Spike
at Kai.
planted.
Look at the Viper. How they traded.
Look at the
spots.
possible pinch they could find here. If Indigo plays this well, there is
Last player
find a lot of
standing.
value.
Ballin'.
Unfortunate. Balling shuts it down. Viper might be able to find something here.
2v1.
And Howard closes it out again. Really, at this point, the best thing you can pray for is a 3-9.
That is true. That is true. And the thing is, it's not the Long Island playing a bad game. It's like that was the right play. Like they finally made the right play. But Howard is just so good at figuring out what's going on and replaying into the problem they had. Like they were like, okay, these guys were aggressing. All right, cool. So what did we do? We just flashed ourselves back out. You know, like they're so good at retaking control of the situation ahead. You know.
I mean, the issue is, right, is Long Island's getting the right idea. They have a really good idea of fighting off rip. They found the pick on the Omen, but Howard seems to have just shut down their aggression. Finds a dink on Zach through the wall. They're taking space.
Just give me a minute. I'm just quickly writing that on my notebook. Spam. Wall.
Spam wall, get random dink. Dog comes back through. And I mean, they have to put man advantage into this.
But this is well played by Long Island has so many people there. Well played.
And I mean,
just
big
taken
trades
a
out of both
Spike
sides, and they
down
don't
A.
have to worry about the judge on the board. We do still have dog. Don't be afraid to use it. I mean, the man advantage, Long Island, this is one of those unlosable rounds that you cannot throw away.
Hawk out.
Giving them some praise that still might be there. You have the harbor all the way at sea. If they do try and rotate with the KJ
Exactly.
along
If
over
we're-
B.
If we're Harbor in this situation, we need to be taking some kind of space. Maybe get up into this little crevice by mound with our judge instead of just, you know, waiting, because we have no info if they've rotated. If they just cut noise and sit, we have no clue.
That
And I
is
mean, our
true.
KJ as well, we have nothing to work with here, which Long Island might be their
30
downfall
seconds
if they're not
left.
careful. Howard could find some easy picks here off of
Kai getting
the
a lot
lack
of
of
sound
information.
cue though. Yeah, they know.
You
They
should
know.
run.
The KJ
And also-
also.
AJ giving up the position by placing a turret.
One enemy remaining.
Finds one.
AT.
Kenny able to close it out.
That's
Kenny
right.
finds
Kenny getting
two.
10
You know, they have
seconds
to
left.
respect the ulti from the KJ.
Spike
And I mean,
planted.
Kenny-
I've got your trail.
Putting up an ace last match.
Found
Could
one.
put up another one this one. We do have flash on the board. Very bold play. Needs to bank on them not sticking the bomb. Long Island, no clue where Kenny's at. Kenny
They do
quickly
have a
nuclear here.
flash.
They need to get the perfect read on this.
Oh, that's just
Sticking in the
stop for
cove.
Kenny.
One enemy remaining.
Gets the killer, but more than enough time. for the
I mean,
Team
you know,
Ace.
really unfortunate, and that is the strength
Hey,
of Harbor.
will you
We
look
have
at
that
that?
cove, and
We're
that's
all
something that
still
we
alive.
really needed to play perfectly.
Last
That one round where
round
we
in the
lost
half.
to the you know the
No, treat
vacuum
yourself
cleaner
to
on the
something
Omen,
nice while you still
and I mean,
can.
Team Ace nonetheless, but we really need to finish this off in a 4-8 if we want any hope of bringing it back.
And there's no reason not to. Long Island, 4 big ultis coming into this round. They could potentially play a retake. They could even be aggressive. You know, this is the ball is in Long Island's hand for how they want to play this round.
I definitely want to see them getting a little bit more aggressive. That seems to have been the biggest issue with them, at least on Haven. There's not enough aggression, right? Especially on defense side, not taking that space. Omen seems to be even more aggressive than the duelists. You know, some might say they might be a
Omen is
duelist
the
player on a
duelist.
smoke's roll. Yeah, I mean, they're getting in there. They are taking that space. They are not afraid of anything. And I mean, with that judge too, so many mid-range fights. You know, you got to be wondering what's the thought process.
How we're getting into sight. It is balling up the Omen on top of the shotgun.
Omen just
Facing
everywhere.
down Harvard.
Indigo caught with their ults out, and I mean, Long Island lost this round just as quick as it started. What do we do here?
And now it's all of a sudden just a
Three
three
players
people's
defending the
defense.
KJ ult. We find this.
it's only
They
Rays on
really
Raise
get
up.
sight.
aggressive,
Oh no, it's
and
not
Omen might be able to single-handedly keep this round safe.
Omen.
Omen
with
shutting
the-
them down once again. This point, heartbreaker. 3-9.
Switching sides.
So many opportunities, and I mean, I'm sure Long Island can see what they need to do to counter this. And I know that they have ideas, but I mean, it's just so hard to put those plays into practice, and it shows. I mean, Howard's reacting to everything almost perfectly.
Oh, no. Definitely well played by Howard. Playing their playbook. It really does look like we're just playing how Howard University wants them to be played. Long
You know-
Island is yep.
You know, it's no. The judge coming out. I mean, they've been pretty much Daznert all half, and I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to do it this half. But you gotta be feeling the pressure on the side of Long Island. Like, this is your map point. You know, you need to start putting some rounds on the board, or else you're going home. And I mean, whether it be a team on scholarship or just a fun esports club, nobody wants to go home a loser, and everybody wants to win. So I mean, I'm interested to see how they bring it back. They really need to start, putting something up there, and they start off with a really strong C tank almost immediately.
Howard respecting the chase. It is a fight.
Spike planted.
It's about a game very clean.
Very big opening picks.
Guys out.
Ollie finds one with the Roomba, and it's just very sketchy. Kenny finds another.
Last player
You need
standing.
to play
Gonna
this
get
perfect.
free.
Kenny is telling them, no, this is my site, and you're going home. And that is exactly what happened. Howard, a really big opening pistol round, and at this point,
Don't
if
even
you're a
stop
fan
that
or a
cheating.
coach or a player at Long Island, it's looking scary.
This is definitely a point. Like, that was a very crucial round for Long Island, which they unfortunately lost. Like, now they disadvantage with guns. They're at a disadvantage with rounds. They're at a disadvantage with kill to death ratio. Like, this is a
And I mean-
very hard situation for Long Island at this time.
At the end of the game, I mean, the numbers are going to speak for themselves. This Omen's got like 100% of the first blood, at least from what we've seen here. So many first kills coming out of Omen, opting for a Bucky over a Judge this time. Not sure if that's just an eco choice or
The profile,
if we're a bigger fan of the Bucky today, but been an absolute killer with this shotgun. I'm curious to see how Long Island's going to respond.
and he knows what angles is favored to him. This is Boomba. And Boomba should come back again, right? Which they're going to start clearing
Finds one, finds two. Oh my god, and this could be dangerous for Long Island. He finds three, but that value is
One
unreal.
enemy remaining.
AJ just running it down.
Spike
Not really has to
down,
be
B.
afraid of anything. Viper low. And there's the bonus. We're on to the
That-
bonus. 3-11.
It's hard not to call out little mistakes, but before the Viper died out, unfortunately, like, they had the util to clear that corner. They get that free big pick on that Omen. Like, Long University
It's-
definitely need to figure out util wise, like how they want to use it.
I feel like there was definitely a lack of an idea for what they wanted. But I mean, at the same time, sometimes it's worth just using that extra util to guarantee things are safe. Because I mean, just a boom bot, we're running into a shotgun. We don't have the guns to clear it. We can't wallbang anything. But we're coming back strong on our buy round. I mean, we have no ults to work with. We do have the gun advantage. I'm interested to see how they're going to play it. We should have that confidence to be able to take those fights. We know they're running shotguns. You know, they like to get close. Has to be careful. Allen finds 2.
Spike down A.
Almost 3. And I mean, the damage is already done. They're pushing into a judge. They need to get out as fast as possible.
This judge. They
Could just jump out onto them.
One enemy.
oh, they get stuck inside.
And Elman shuts them down. And at this point, if you're Long Island, I mean, I'd be tilting at this point. Getting run
Match
down by the
point.
Hoover vacuum cleaner. It's just,
I'm ready to see those guys get what's coming. The POV is gonna look so.
it's
crazy.
gotta be a Das Nerf compilation. Like it's
It's gonna be so cool. Like it's you know, if you use this part of the game from Valorant Beltway battles, go crazy, bro. Like that's sick. I love seeing it. Like I'm all here for it. You know. That's
And I mean,
wild.
you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I mean that's it's been a recurring theme. They've been using the judge since Haven.
Out.
Falling, not getting scanned by this flash. Finds 1. 5 with an immediate refag. Finds 3.
Spike down C.
Round is basically over. And I mean, if you're KJ at this point, 1 HP needs to find something. Omen can just one tap you from across the map. A little bit of funny business, and they close it out.
Win.
Howard
Howard
are
University
your winners.
going through to the single elimination bracket, which I assume is next week. And then,
mean-
unfortunately, this is the last time we will be seeing Long Island University for the Valorant Beltway battles for 2023.
I mean, you know, it was a good showing. You know, props to both teams. Respect to coming out. I mean, but at the end of the day, that judge might be the single-handedly the reason why we need to nerf it. But yeah,
I can definitely see the Twitter post coming out from Howard University praising the judge.
absolutely. But it's
no,
been a
I'm very-
wonderful showing today. Glad to
It was
have been
wonderful.
here.
No, definitely. Well played to both teams. It was great to watch them. And once again, thank you so much, Lumi, for
Of course, thank you for having me,
thank
and,
you.
and
Well,
thank you for being here as well.
yeah, no, I was about to say I'm pretty sure I didn't have you, and you didn't have me, but we had each other, and it was fun.
It's all about the memories we made along the way.
And then
but,
thanks
yeah,
so
it's
much
been
for
a-
everybody else joining, and then shout out to all the sponsors and all the support you guys have been given.
Big ups to Pepsi, a bunch of Pepsi aces today.
Pepsi Aces,
As
Pepsi
well as
Classics.
Nanoleaf. I personally use Nanoleaf in my room. Hashtag not sponsored, but making
But
my
no.
room look pretty good. I think we're stretching it out here a little bit, but
Yeah, no, definitely.
been
But
wonderful. Look forward to seeing everybody again.
and then good luck to all the teams going forward. And that'll be us for tonight. Cheers, everybody.